Welcome back everyone to another episode of Forest Village, and indeed the last episode. A few of you will probably be wondering why I'm choosing to kind of end the series here. Basically because there's not much more to do. I just feel like I'm just going to be building houses upon houses upon houses with the relevant food to go with that. Now the beautiful thing about Banished is the modding community. So without the modding community, that game probably wouldn't quite be what it is, because they've added so much more to do. There's like lots of things you can decorate with, which you know I love to do. There's more construction chains, those sorts of things. So there's a lot to do in this game. It's still very basic, I think, is the real problem there. As beautiful as it is, and it is fun to play, but I'm at that point now where I've got it balanced. I'm safe. There's nothing that could go wrong. And there's not much else that I can kind of figure out. This game is really missing, much like Banished, some kind of enemy. It's nice to kind of build big sprawling towns and survive in its own right, just that survival element. But they're missing like native tribes and things like that. That's the real kind of downside to it. I mean, I know a lot of you probably not like that, but then again, there's a lot of you that would. Or even a game that gives you the option, just like a mode where you can just play it like this, or a mode where you can play it with other people, and potentially multiplayer. That'd be something awesome, to be honest. So yeah, it just gets a little bit dry after a while, and I can tell also by the views on the videos as the series goes on. There's not as much happening, so the views start to die off. So that tells me that it's time to move on to another game. Not too sure what the game is yet, because Community Inc. Well, that game is too broken. It looks like it could be a lot of fun, but it's too broken at the moment, too early. So that obviously I won't be doing, and that leaves this series in Banished and Kingdoms and Castles. Banished, I'm probably going to record today. Shock horror. I've been kind of thinking about that a lot and how I want to kind of progress with that current series, but I'll cover that while I'm kind of recording it, and we'll talk through it at that point. So yeah, I don't know, any games that you guys can suggest, let me know, and we'll see where we can go. I do have a couple of games that have been given to me by developers, so we might take a look at those. But yeah, I think it's a good time to move on onto something else. But we'll have a quick look around the village and just kind of see where we are at. Now we're currently about to send an expedition out, waiting on some tools. They're the high quality tools, which we currently don't have any of. Why is that, I wonder? We are not at the maximum. He is turned off, so we're not making the rubbish tools. Charcoal we're making. Probably best to lock that, because people could be taking it. You are short of charcoal, it seems, because we have iron and everything else, so hopefully that will pick up. But food has just been, initially it was a struggle, but now we're at the stage, even with 73 people, and I think we built a couple of houses at the end of the last episode, didn't we? We're still doing quite well. So we have the 3 fishermen docks, currently with, I think, one fisherman in each one, over the summer, and in the winter I fill it up to 9. We have the chickens, which in all fairness, I lock their eggs quite a lot, for when we're making pies. They're not locked now. And I did a lot of the fish and the meat for quite a while, so we were solely depending on vegetables. But we're at a stage now where for 2 seasons we've only had 1 field of vegetables, and we've still got tons of the stuff. So now we're at a point where we have cows, which give us milk, and I'm pretty sure you get meat every so often. So for example with the sheep, you get meat and wool, so we're getting meat from here. I'm assuming the pigs are going to give us meat as well. The donkeys, I don't think we're ever going to slaughter them, but who knows. So we've definitely got like an abundance of resources. We've even got alcohol now. Wonderful. Keep everybody happy and merry. So it's fine at this stage. And then the only other thing you've really got to balance is your oats and your hay, because you need those for the various animals. So it's so much easier. Like these farms I could clearly get rid of if I really wanted to, because this season we're growing flax, and potatoes, nothing else. We might need to grow some oats next season, maybe even the season after. It really depends how much it's just the pigs and the chickens that eat oats. Yes. And everything else is eating hay, so just have to keep a balance on it. I've not really needed the herbs either. Flax, you're always going to need for the basic clothing. But it's all going pretty well. In fact, we can switch back to warm clothing again, because we've got quite a bit of wool. So it's a balancing act, but I guess once you're past the initial stages now, it's much easier, which is what you want. You don't want to be playing a ridiculously hard game that's challenging all the time, but it does... What is that? Is that what the rain is coming across? Is that a tidal wave? What is that? I've never seen that before. How weird is that? That's freaky. I've lost the track of what I was talking about. Oh yeah, you want a challenge as the game goes on, but you don't want it being impossible. But on the other hand, you don't want it going ridiculously easy either. But it is a fantastically beautiful game. Would I recommend people buy it? Yeah, of course, if you like these sorts of games. I'm not sure how much life you would get out of it. Bearing in mind, I make episodes, so if you're watching a 20-minute episode, for example, that might be 20 minutes worth of playtime and recording, depending on if I edit, quite a bit or not. So, really, the episodes that you've seen, I don't know, are we on episode 11 or something like that, maybe? Oh, we've just lost someone. So, 11 episodes, you could probably, if you're a dedicated gamer, you could probably get as far as you'd want to get in a day on the game, which is the downside if you're just going to sit there and play it. Once you've learnt the basics, of course. So, yeah, I mean, if it's in a Steam sale, I would say pick it up, but unless they add some more content to it, or the modding community has access to what they need and really feel like they want to do something with it, that's kind of what you're depending on, and that's the way forward, I think, with these games. They definitely need a very healthy community and the developers to give the modders access to the game that they need, because some games only give the modders a tiny bit of access. Do you know what? I've never really looked at this building before. There's quite a bit of detail on it, actually. It's just a shame that the insides are so empty. I mean, that's one thing that I'm going to like in community. It could be able to place beds and stuff inside the buildings. I think that is a good idea. It just adds that little bit of extra thing to do, But I'm really impressed and happy with how far we've got. And thank you very much for the support as well in this series, because I wasn't too sure when I brought it back how it would be received, but yeah, quite a few of you have enjoyed it. You give me quite a bit of help here and there, some hints and tips. But wow, like literally this barn is full of hay. See, if we can... It might help if I just possess someone for a second. Click on your face, there we go. Oh, sounds like we probably just killed someone as well. Yeah, like if we can have like the stuff in the buildings like this, that is cool. Why can't we have the beds and stuff? It's just, I think they got some herbs here. Yes, it worship me. Worship me. Yeah, it looks cool like that. Let's let this person free. Child died during childbirth. Does that set the... No, it's not on fire. Let's get back down here and have a look. So yeah, I mean, there's just so much potential, and this is one of the things that really kind of irritates me about games these days. Whether it's a big gaming company, or even a small one-man band indie developer, they have a game with such potential, and they either manage to screw it up, or they just never manage to realise that potential for whatever reason. And I'm not sure if it's to do with money or not, because obviously when you buy a game on Steam, even in early access, they're getting that money. Okay, I know Valve probably take their cut, but after a certain amount of time, they're gonna build up a small amount of cash. And if you're in a country like Russia, there is a developer at the moment that's making a game, and he made a passing comment that I won't mention which game it is, but he said the rent in England for 1 month, he could rent a whole place where he lives for a year. So when you factor in that cost of living, that's immense. That's insane in my mind. So if that's the case, and then where they develop a game, they put it on Steam or wherever, people buy it at say $10, and they sell, say they sell a couple of thousand copies of it, maybe even more. That's enough for them like to survive for quite a while. So I think that doesn't help the situation when you've got things like that. It's kind of sad in a way. And I think the developers of this game are possibly like Russian or Eastern European, but they're obviously part of a bigger company anyway. It's just, I just feel they could have added so much more. They've got this far, what they could have added to it. And I know they're still doing little things to it, but it almost feels like their heart's not in it. And that's how I see it, which is really unfortunate. It really is, because it is nice. It's immersive as well. When you come down like this, I actually feel like I'm here, and you don't often get that in these sorts of games. I just love it. I could just scroll around like this all day, just having a look. But if I could like put some details in, like just an anchor here and some rope and just all those little bits, just to make it feel a little bit more personal. I should probably play City Skylines. That would probably, because the amount of mods on that game, I just don't think I have the time to do anything in that game. Because when you look at some of the people that really design cities, like Strict Toaster, Flux Trans, those sort of people, my goodness, they make things look so realistic. But the time that goes into it, I think they do like one episode a week, and like countless hours go into that, half an hour, and it's just, yeah, I don't know if I have time to do that. It's a shame. I mean, I could think about it, but it just, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this series. I know it's not really been like a let's play this episode, but just a quick kind of chat and a kind of look around the town that we've got, and just let you know kind of into my mind, into what I'm thinking. Because I don't know if, I mean, the last few episodes I feel like I've probably just rattled on quite a bit about stuff, but I don't always just kind of open and kind of say what's going on inside my head. But yeah, in this case, I thought we would, rather than just, abandoning the series and then never coming back to it. I thought we'd give it a kind of a fitting end and just kind of say goodbye and have a good look around. I really hope you've enjoyed this series, and I hope you enjoy whatever comes next, because I'm not too sure yet. Thank you very much for watching, but until next time, as always, take care.
Yo voy a cantar esta canción para mi gente.